Hello, hello everybody. Randina Marie here, Queen of Rapid Transformation. I have a video I want to do. I've been getting a lot of Facebook messages regarding this issue, and I decided it was time to do a live so that we could all learn from it and all benefit from it. Because this is the stuff that nobody tells you about, right? This part of manifesting and living your dreams is stuff nobody tells you about. So I am going to do this today to bring clarity to what it is that we are here to do. Hi Gail, hi Maria. So I'm going to wait for a few more of us to get on the line before I go into my rampage. Hey Caroline. Hi Amanda. Just going to wait for everyone to kind of join in here until we get a few more on this live stream. Hi Gail, hi Carrie. So I really like posting that I'm going to go live so I can give you guys a lot of, let me mute this, otherwise you're just going to get tons of notifications in the background, so that I can tell you when I'm going. Hi Linda, hi Wendy, hi everyone. Okay, so for those of you who join later, hi Nikki, you can listen, re-listen, go back and re-listen. So hi Kimberly, Caroline, such a fan of yours, so grateful Ingrid connected us. I know, I love you so much. I think about you all the time, especially when I hear that song, Caroline. It always makes me think of you. Okay, so yes, everybody needs this. So like I was saying, hi Rachel, hi everybody, I'm so excited, everybody's coming. Okay, so this is the stuff, this is the part of the journey nobody tells you about, right? I remember when I was going through this, when I first started learning about manifesting and the law of attraction and my thoughts and belief systems and how, you know, I'm creating my reality, and hi Sherry, and all of this stuff. There's a period of time where you go through when fucking shit comes up. Everything feels like everything's coming up. The shit is literally hitting the fan, right? Hi Colleen, I'm excited you're here too. Hi Amy. Okay, so this is what it is. This is the reason why all this shit's coming up, why it seems like there's another shitstorm, why it's just like in your face, right? Because for one, you're becoming more aware. You're becoming more conscious. It's not that the shitstorm is new. It's not that shit hitting the fan is new. Because if you trail that back in your life, it's happened a lot. And a lot of times around the very thing that you are experiencing now. The pain points, the triggering, the wounding, like all of those within you is what's creating your quote-unquote shitstorm, right? Or even shit hitting the fan, because that's what it starts out as, shit hitting the fan, and then it turns into a full-blown storm. So, hey.
Can I borrow a phone?
Yes. You're welcome. And then it turns in, hi Val. So then it turns into a full-blown crazy chaotic. So the reason why it feels like it's unbearable and that all this stuff is coming at you is because it's old attraction, that you've been in this attractive pattern for a while. You just haven't been conscious or aware of it, of what is causing it, what's creating it, and you are just kind of now be aware of all the stuff happening, right? Especially, this is another thing too. When you have your new dreams and desires, which is what we are learning to create. You're welcome, Pamela. Thanks for joining. When you have your new dreams and desires, which is what you are very consciously creating, when we're doing our vision boards, when we're doing all of the things that... I don't know what's going on back there. When we're doing our vision boards and we have new dreams and we have new visions that is coming up. Hold on. Deegan! Deegan! Can someone let Charlie out of there? Every time my big dog gets excited, my little dog starts yapping at him. So that's what that was all about. Anyways, back onto my train. Excuse me. When we have all of our dreams and visions and we're creating this idea that we want for our life and we're becoming very conscious of it, and that manifestation is beginning to create this like swirling energy of vortex. The more energy we're putting in it, the more it's being created. And we still have our old reality and our old experiences that not only have to come into play, but are already in play. There's a crazy line of resistance that occurs. And the old stuff all has to come to the surface so that you can look at it and demagnetize it. So that, hi Delaney, so that you can look at it and say, this is old. Like, this is the old creation. This is the old experience. This is something that I created a long time in my thought patterns ago. You have to detach from the experience, because when you reattach to the experience and you engage in it, those wounds aren't healed. And because those wounds aren't healed, you then are setting up another mathematical equation in the universe that has to be responded to. It's all very scientific, to recreate that same thing. And then it will come back around. And if those wounds still aren't healed, if those pain points still aren't healed over, then it will be like throwing salt and you being burned, right? Throwing salt on the wound. That's how you know if your old pain points are not healed, is if you're still having that same reaction to the essence of the thing that is coming up into your reality, right? This is what you have to do in those times. This is what you have to most absolutely do in those times. You have to detach. You have to make a conscious choice to detach and to step back from it and to look at it and say, okay, I'm plugging in here. Right? This is wounding here. What does this mean? What does this really mean? He said this and it really hurt my feelings. What does that really mean? It's not him. He's the reflection, right? He's the reflection of what's already inside. He's the equation. He's part of that mathematical equation that has to come back up around, or she's part of that has to come back around because you already called that into being. Everything that you're experiencing in your life is something that you already called into being with your energy, with your thought patterns, with your belief systems, with your perceptions. You already called that into being. So when you're standing here in this place and you have all of your dreams and desires that you have out there that you know that you want to experience, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're waking up in the morning and you're doing your rituals and you're doing your new moon calls and you're doing your full moon calls and you're doing whatever it is, your recipe for what works for you, if you're doing all of those things and you're still standing there in your shitstorm, that is because that whatever is being presented to you is a very integral piece of the puzzle that you need in order to create your entire puzzle and in order to fill in that puzzle. You have to have those challenges. You have to have those experiences, but you have to learn from them. So when we get into a place where, and I don't care how difficult it is, I don't care if it's a level 1 pain or if it's a level 10 pain. It does not matter. These things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. Regardless of how hard that is for you to come to conscious awareness, that is exactly what's happening. You called that thing into being. I don't care how many other people are in your reality that are playing the roles of the people that they're playing, that are triggering the pain points within you that they're triggering. I don't care if it's your daughter, I don't care if it's your husband, it doesn't matter what the issue is. You called those experiences into being on some level for you to learn from, not for you to be taken out from. You have to begin to understand that. You have to understand that, because the more you're looking at it and you're saying, why me, why me, why me? You're putting yourself in victim mentality, and from that space, you can never do anything about it. From that space, you remain a victim. From that space, you will not move forward, right? You have to say, okay, I called this into being. Why did I call this into being? What is it? What am I to learn from this experience, and why did this happen? You also have to know that it's old attraction. Right? It's old attraction. The way to stop that from becoming new attraction is to demagnetize it. How do you demagnetize it? The pain points that are extremely intense, the ones that cause you to go from a 0 to 10 instantaneously, those are very old wounds, very old pain points. You got to go back far in your timeline for that one. The ones that are new, that kind of maybe trigger you a little, that maybe a little bit of wounding, they're either points that you've healed up to that point, or they're new seeds that you are allowing to be nourished. Regardless of what that is, you have to stand in your power and say, what is this? The power is within you, nobody else. Blaming, deflecting, putting your stuff on other people, that's never going to get you anywhere. You have to stay focused in the eye of the hurricane. You have to stay focused in the eye of the hurricane. I cannot stress that enough. Val said, that upset me so much when you told me that 2 years ago. Haha, now I get it. Yeah, it does. It really does. It does upset you. It does piss you off. But you know what? Within that space, you take your power back. And within that, you can say, all right, All right, I created this. I created this. No matter if it's an experience with my child or what it was. I created this. Why did I create this? What is the reason? What did I need to learn from it? How can I grow from this? How can I benefit from this? How can this be easier? How can I stop this from happening? Okay, so going in, staying focused, now you're becoming aware, so these things that are being kicked up, you're becoming more aware of, so you're seeing them more. It's not that there's more for you to deal with, it's that you're seeing it more, you're becoming conscious. So that is the first step of awareness that people don't talk about. When you start doing this work and when you really get into it and you start learning your power and you're moving through, let's say you have a desire to have a harmonious relationship, but right now your relationship is in turmoil. What do you think has to happen for you to get to that harmony state? You think that all of a sudden that the turmoil is just going to disappear and that all of a sudden, oh, I'm connecting to the angels and everything is beautiful and I'm living in a fantasy and I have to do no more work? Nope, I did my rituals this morning, everything's amazing. My relationship's still in turmoil. Why? Because I'm constantly thinking of thoughts that my relationship is still in turmoil. I'm constantly projecting that energy of my relationship being in turmoil. Trigger, 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 right? Like you have to become conscious of the thoughts that you're thinking, because the thoughts that you're thinking are an indication of the feelings that you're feeling. And the feelings that you're feeling are the magnetism that you're sending out to bring you more of that. You have to become conscious, women. Like, it's time for you to wake up 100%. There's going to be times when you fall back. There's going to be times when you have those days where you just want to scream and cry into a pillow and punch and do all that. Do it. Get it out and then move on. Regain yourself and move forward. Even another thing that will help you too is that you're not going to be made aware of something until it's time for you to be made aware of it. Your consciousness cannot expand past what you're living until you deliberately put an anchor out there to pull in something new. You cannot get new if you keep looking at what's happening and emotionally reacting and responding to it. The second that you demagnetize those wounds, when someone throws salt on you, it's not going to hurt you. It's just going to bounce off because you know that you've healed that. If something is still hurting you on that intense level, you have to journal that shit. You have to figure out why. What are these triggers? What is it that I need to heal? You have to heal them, right? So there's a clearing statement that you can say that will help you clear out these limitations when you caught up. First of all, you have to make yourself very conscious and very aware. There's a physiological addiction that goes on to drama. We become physiologically addicted to the drama that we are creating in our lives. We become physiologically addicted to the trauma that we are creating in our lives. So we get in this crazy cycle of creating this. We recreate rejection. We recreate not being able to find the love of our life. We recreate the turmoil in our relationships. We'll constantly recreate it so that we can have that physiological release into our bodies to get our cellular fix, because we've trained our bodies into being this certain way. If we are rejected by love when we're little, if we have rejection within us, when we get into new relationships, we'll self-sabotage. We'll do something to cause that relationship to disappear. Whether we are using our perception to view that person as a threat, or whatever it is that we're doing, we will self-sabotage. We will say, oh, he's, let me give a broad example of some things I see on Facebook. Okay, so let's say that you meet somebody, and this person that you meet, you like can feel their energy and you feel into them and you kind of like them. And then you find out that they're a Trump supporter, or you find out that they're a Clinton supporter. And all of a sudden, nope, I'm not going to deal with that person because da-da-da-da. That's a defense mechanism. That's a protection mechanism within you. You're not really serious about even desiring to have an open, expansive relationship because, Caroline, because you're not willing to push past that part. What I'm going to say to you is, how the hell can you change anybody or not even try to change anybody, but how can you enlighten anybody to maybe different points of view, or even understand their point of view if you just cut them out? You have to be conscious of that. You attracted that in the first place because there's pieces of you that are not going to allow you to fully engage in a relationship. We say that we want these relationships and we want to be carried off and loved and cherished for the rest of our lives. But what would we do if we really received a man that was doing that for us? We would find a reason to not like them. What do we do in our relationships after the honeymoon phase wears off? We start picking apart our partners. We start creating problems because we become addicted to the drama, right? We become addicted to the drama. first key is awareness. You have to become conscious of your behaviors. You have to become conscious of your triggers, because that's the only way out. Otherwise, it'll just continue to repeat. Caroline said, I recently dated 2 Trump supporters, but my biggest issue was that they concealed that about themselves. Okay, so go under the surface, and what is the reason that you're attracting people that are not being full of integrity with you? Like, you have to ask yourself, what does that mean that you attracted people that were not being honest with you, that they were hiding that part of them, that part of them that could potentially hurt you? That's the story. Like, that's the deeper reason for attraction. You're attracting these people that have these characteristics and qualities that are masking their true intent, which is potentially to harm you. So you have to go under the surface. Yeah, you've been hiding also, right? Yeah, see, we have to become conscious and really tune into what the reason is, because you're keeping yourself safe. Because we say consciously we want to be in these loving relationships and we want to have this man that's going to love us, but then unconsciously we have these ideas, these perceptions, this conditioning about and deep-rooted issues about what that really means, about what a man really is, what he represents, who he is. All of these ideas that we have around relationships. And then when we get into relationships, we create self-fulfilling prophecies, because we are ultimate creators. We create every single thing that we think about and feel about, we bring into our reality on some level. The essence has to play out, so you have to be conscious of that. The physiological addiction, you have to also know that if you are not conscious enough to stop what it is that you're doing and figure out what the hell that pattern means for you and why you're so triggered, and heal that with the light of the divine. This is why I teach this in all my courses, how to do this, because it's instantaneous, because it's fast, because you don't have to sit there and be plagued by this crazy unconscious drama that's playing out from, your father not loving you when you were a child like you wanted to be loved, or your mother not showing you appreciation like you needed from her, or her not being there and busy, or whatever it is, or your mom not able to raise you or support you, that your grandmother had to do so. Whatever it is for you, you have to look at that. You have to look at that, because what happens is that little girl lives the very next day with those beliefs and patterns, filters her environment for those beliefs and patterns, goes to sleep that night, wakes up the next day, filters for those beliefs and patterns, goes to sleep that night, wakes up the next day, filters for those beliefs and patterns, and before you know it, you're an adult. That same little girl that went to sleep, that woke up the next day, that had all that stuff, is the same little girl that woke up this morning in your bed. You have to go back and look at that stuff. You have to. Okay, so I have notes here, and I'm glad I do, because sometimes I just go off on tangents. So, the clearing statement. So this is the fastest clearing statement. This is something that I teach my more advanced students, but you can use it. Hi, Lori. Hi, Sally. Amanda said, it's happened to me, but we fixed it together. Yes, that's what I do. So, but this is not about me saying, this is what I do, come to me. That's not what this is about. I have to teach you all how to do this by yourself, because there's no possible way that I could keep up with the amount of people that contact me to work with them. So it's easier for me to teach you how to do it yourself. So then we can all just start doing this rising stuff. Now the major traumas, though, that's where you're going to need someone to help you. But for the other things, you can do it yourself with your guidance team and your angelic realm. So the clearing statement is, you have to take a deep breath and tune into your heart, and it could be after you've journaled this. Hi, Bridget. After you journaled what it is that what you found was your pain point. What does this really mean? What does it really mean? Like Caroline, what does it really mean that you attracted 2 people that hid their Trump supporting from you? What does that really mean? Like, go into the depths of that. What does that really mean? Right? Well, it means this. Okay, well, what does that really mean? And you have to use your internal guide, because if you try to use your brain, it'll take you off on something because it's protecting you. So it's not going to let you get to the root. It's protecting you from that. It does not want you to look at that because it's afraid of what you'll find. So you have to feel it, right? And the deeper that it's wounding, the deeper that it is experiencing, you can feel it within you. You can feel that within you. So you have to listen, and you have to say, okay, well, what does that really mean? What does that really mean? What does that really mean? I don't know if you heard me talk about the gum on my pillow. When one of my girlfriends took her gum out and put it on one of my really expensive pillows, and it ruined it. I was so fucking mad at her. I didn't want to be friends with her anymore. See, this is what it does to us, causes us to go into these crazy rages, and we don't even know why. And the real reason I was mad is because at that point in time, I was at the bottom of my financial scale, and I was so mad that she ruined my pillow, and I was going to have to go buy a new one, but it wasn't even about my pillow. It was about me having to dip more into my finances that I didn't have at that point in time. So it was just like, you know, down, Val, don't mess with Randina's pillow. It's not the fucking pillow, right? Like, it's what it means that happened. Just like, it's not the exact thing that he said, it's what it means, right? When we're in a relationship where we are afraid that we aren't going to find love again if that person leaves us, it doesn't matter how bad they treat us, we'll cling to them. Because there's that subconscious little girl within us that's like, no, 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 if he leaves you, we'll die. It's literally like that. It's not just metaphorically. It is literally like that. Inside your subconscious mind. Think about it. Fight or flight. When we're in a state of stress, we're in a state of fight or flight. What does that mean? People who are fighters, they're going to go tooth and nail and fight to the death, right? People who are runners, they're going to run away, run away, run away, run away. Anytime you're in any kind of state of stress, anytime you're triggered, it's fight or flight. Why do you think that is? Because subconsciously you believe you're going to die. So you're fighting for your life, even if it's something so stupid as a Trump supporter. Like, let that sink in for a minute. It's not the actual thing that happens, it's how you are reacting and responding to it, that you have to go underneath the surface and figure out what that is so that you can get rid of it, so that you can't ever get rid of it. You have to heal it and transcend it into a higher level of awareness so that then you can use that as a strength point. Right? Then you can heal from that. The truth is, you chose that father that didn't show up for you. The truth is, you chose the rejection. You know why you chose it? So that you could overcome it. Because when you overcome it, you then become more strong. You then become more powerful. You then become the greatest version of yourself that you can possibly be. And then you become the light of inspiration for other people. So in manifesting, this is also another reason why old kicks up, because you're becoming more conscious of your power. You're starting to know how much more powerful that you are, and we're in a time and space when things are really speeding up, right? They're speeding up, time is speeding up. No longer takes a pigeon delivering a message across the galaxy anymore. It now is a text message and the message is there. Things are speeding up, so is our power to manifest. It's like you think about something and then it comes into your reality very quickly. That's why the 5-day manifesting challenge works like it does, because you think about something, your subconscious mind puts that as a filter, and then you find it. Like, this is the point of all of this. So things are coming up. So beginning to see your power, the old wants to leave. The old is trying to leave our life. Let's use relationships, for example. You have this dream relationship in your mind. You have this high vibration of this beautiful, amazing, harmonious, loving marriage that you have in your mind. And you have this person that you're with that is either going to vibrate up to that level or they're going to vibrate out of that experience. However, your judgment is keeping them from doing anything. Your judgment on what they're doing is holding them in place and won't let them leave. You actually have a fear of flying. I see women do this in their careers all the time. They say that they want to leave the corporate world. I get this a lot. Leave the corporate world, start living my soul purpose, and turn that into a platform. We create the platform, and what happens before they take the jump? What if I'm not supported? I have security, even though I hate it and it's killing me. I have security. We do the same thing in our fucking marriage. Even though it's killing me, I have support. Even though it's killing me, there's someone there, right? This is what's going on under the surface. It's not like we're consciously like, yay, we want to be abused. Yay, we want to stay in our job we fucking hate. No, that's not what we're doing. It's unconscious. That's why I'm telling you all you have to become extremely conscious of all of this. So then you get to the point where you're just about to jump off the cliff and you're like, wait, but I don't know. I don't trust. Like, what if I don't have wings? And what if I fall and hit the ground? And sometimes I'm like, seriously? It looks to me like you're pretty much dragging your ass across the ground right now. Like, that's what it looks like to me. So what's the worst that's going to happen if you jump off the cliff? Your wings are going to open. I promise you. They will, especially if you do it with enough determination to where it will. So that is one of the things about manifesting that you have to understand. All of these things that you're saying that you want to experience, you're really kind of afraid to experience them. So you have to even go into that fear and talk it away, right? Surrender that. And see, a lot of times humans will not make a change until they get to the point where they're either almost going to die or they're almost going to die. And this is not what we have to do. This is not what we're doing anymore. Like, all of the conditioning that we've experienced has led us to this point. It has brought us to where we are. So expressing gratitude for every single thing that you've already experienced in your life is the very first thing to do also, to allow that transformation to occur. And then from where you stand, staying centered in the eye of the hurricane, that is what you have to do. If there's something that you're triggered by that you plug into, you have to look at that and dissect it so that you can dissolve that trigger. You're conditioned right now. This is big, so listen to this. So set your ego and your critical mind to the side and listen to me from your cells. Right now, you are conditioned to your old patterns of thoughts, thinking, beliefs, and behaviors, which is creating your current situation, your current circumstance. You are a vibrational match to everything in your life. When you begin to have dreams and desires and you begin to create new magnetism, you have to become a vibrational match. You have to vibrate at that level to not only sustain it, but to flourish it to the next level, because we're always growing, we're always expanding. When you're not a vibrational match to the things that are trying to come into your reality, and you're still a vibrational match to the things that are in your reality, you perpetuate more of that. So unplugging and knowing that your triggers are what plug you in are going to be the key to becoming the vibrational match to what it is that you truly say you want to experience. Remember that. The new must be conditioned to match your new desires. So be patient with yourself. Because like I said before, nobody talks about the shitstorm. Nobody talks about the old being kicked up. It has to. It's trying to leave your reality. It has to come up for you to look at it to say, hey, I need to heal this, and I need to heal this, and I need to heal this within the situation. And what does this really mean? What does this really mean? When you get into a situation with your finances, if your finances seem like they're dwindling, they're going lower, tuning into that. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? And dissolving the truth, because the truth is only in trust, faith, vision, and purpose can you create a new reality. And that is the hardest part. And I don't mean trust as though I'm hoping, or faith as though maybe it will happen. That's hope. We're not, like, hope only gets you so far. You're not supposed to stay in hope. You have to fully trust, and the only way to do that is to really ground into your solid connection with the divine, with the support of the universe, with the support of the God of your heart to help you to move forward. And you have to stop being unconscious about the things that are happening to you. They're not happening to you. You are not a victim. They're happening for you. You called them into being for whatever reason. Now learn the lesson that you need to learn from them so that they can leave. Also, remembering that the balance of your experience is going to be directly matching the balance of your thoughts, the balance of your thinking, the balance of your projection. Directly matching. Directly matching. Remember that. What percentage of the time are you devoting to giving to your dreams and desires? What percentage of the time are you devoting to your chaos and your drama? That's going to be exactly what you get. Now, one of the things that people tell me is, in the courses, Randina, these morning rituals, the listening to the Imrama, the saying my I am statements, the, listening to the meditations at night, it's a lot. It seems like it's a lot. It kind of seems like it's a lot of work. First of all, what are you doing with that time when you're not doing those things? You're defaulting back into your old patterns. You're defaulting back into your own conditioning. You're doing the things that you've always done, so you're going to get the things you've always received. Do you want to continue to receive those, or do you want to change? Do you want to put a little bit forth of the physical effort that you have to learn how to be a creative being and learn how to do it the feminine way and receive rather than having to forcefully take? Or do you want to keep doing what you've always done, and you keep getting what you always got? So remember that you're molding your life into being, and you have to vibrate it into being. So Lori said, what does it mean that they are dwindling? I don't know what the answer to that would be. Lori, you do know what the answer to that would be. Because I know you do, because the fact that you use the word don't, your subconscious mind doesn't understand the word don't. So anything that you say after the statement don't is a truth. So think about that into it. You have to set that aside. That's your ego mind telling you, because it doesn't want you to find the reason. You set your ego and your critical mind to the side, and you say, subconscious mind, show me, what does it mean that my resources are dwindling? Well, what do you think that means? That if your resources dwindle, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Subconsciously, you believe you're going to die. So every time you spend money, if you have that belief system that there's a taking away rather than a giving of, you're going to create that very scenario, and you're going to have anxiety about spending money, because anytime you spend money, you have a subconscious belief that it's dwindling, that it's going down. Not that what you're spending your money on is an investment. Right? What you're spending your money on is investing in you, which then invests in your energy, which then brings more money in. You have to be very conscious of the way that you're doing everything, the way you're spending your money, the way that you're talking to yourself. Every single thing you have to be responsible of knowing that is very conscious You have to become conscious. Okay, so the percentage of time that you're being it versus the percentage of time that you're being triggered by the experiences that you're having in your life, paying attention to that. You're going to create more of the same of whatever it is you're giving your attention to. So you're either going to devote your time to creating new and creating a new you and creating a new reality, or you're going to devote your autopilot time to living off the 80% of our limiting self-conscious behaviors and create what we've always received. This is what sets the winners apart from the others who are not wanting to do the work. So remember that. Another thing too is that it's really hard to know the 1000% truth of this when you're standing in the middle of the shitstorm. When you're standing in the middle of it, when you are looking up and you're not really knowing what's going on, it's really, really hard and to be able to say, oh yeah, I know this manifesting stuff works. I know it. It's easy for me to say because not only have I taught thousands of women how to do it, but I live it. Everything I teach, I live. I live. I eat, breathe, sleep, dream it. I create it. It's easy for me because I've worked in the inner world and in the depths of human consciousness, and I understand how to shift patterns, and I see an instant change. It's easy for me because I see, women who have health issues that work with me, and then their health issues are gone instantaneously. So it's easy for me to say this because I'm on this side of the fence, and I've already lived it. I've been through where most of you are going through right now. I've been in that place where, okay, I feel like I'm a fucking lunatic. Why doesn't anybody talk about this? Right? Like, why doesn't anybody talk about this part of it? Nobody talks about it because they can't sell it. They can't say, oh, hey, guess what, everybody? You're going to become more conscious and aware of your manifesting and your attraction power, and your shit's just going to come the fuck up, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Nobody's going to say that to you. They're going to say, oh, look at on the other side of the fence is so glorious, and my mansion and my cars, and it's so beautiful, and everything's amazing. Look at me, look where I am. I used to be on food stamps, and now I'm like multi-six-figure a year entrepreneur. No one's going to say that to you about the middle part, right? They're not going to say, oh, by the way, you're going to have to go through the valley. You know, that like valley that you have to go through? Like, you're going to have to go through that. Okay, you have to go through the valley. The valley is where you're going to learn. The valley is where you're going to find out your fucking power. The valley is where you're going to be like, you know what? I created all this. I created all this. Why did I create it? I created it to learn this. I created it to learn this. And you know what? I'm coming back. I'm standing in my power. I know how to heal myself. I'm a woman. I can heal my children. I can heal myself. I can heal my plants. I can heal myself. It's not that fucking hard. People make it seem like it's harder than it really is. It isn't. So this is what I'm telling you. Yes, all this amazingness on the other side of it, and beauty and luxury and, living younger and being amazing and having so many friends, and yeah, that's what I'm living. And you know what? You're going to have to go through the valley too. But you know what? I'm going to help you. Like, I'm going to show you how to do it. So just stay in the group. Just be around us. We're doing this all together. Nobody's in this alone. There's over 1,700 of us in here now. And we are all doing this collectively. So if you're going through the shitstorm, just know it's okay. Just look up. Just look up. Just look up. Everybody is here to help you. There are angels around everybody. And it's not going to last forever. That's the amazing thing about it. It does not last forever. But you have to go through it because what you've been doing is, nope, I don't want to go down. Nope, I don't want to go down that way. Nope, I don't want to. Nope, I'm just going to create all the chaos and craziness in my life right here and just be killed by it. No, you can't do that. You can't do that anymore. You already are awake. You already woke up. Can't go back. I remember I was having a conversation with Cindy and she was like, fuck, I just wish that I didn't know this. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't wish that you didn't know this, because if you didn't know this, you would still be living unconsciously. Ignorance is not bliss. And she's like, yeah, I know you're right. So just remember, you can't go backwards. You already know. So you're either going to go kicking and screaming, or you're going to go in grace and ease. It's up to you. And either way is the right way to go. But eventually, we all figure it out. I mean, eventually we all pass on to the other side and we all figure it out. So why not just let yourself figure it out here? Okay, so another thing, like, what else would you do if you weren't doing all this personal development? You would be living an unconscious life like most of the world, and you'd be experiencing the collective consciousness, which is fucking shit right now, which is why we're doing what we are doing here, to elevate ourselves, our own lives, our own inner world. We're being the change that we wish to see so we can create the change that we wish to see. Because if you do it for yourself, you do it for everybody else. Think about this. You put yourself in a happy state, you do the work, you do the programs, you do everything that you need to do. You're aligned, you see your life start to clear up. And I know you all are seeing yourself manifest these things. I know you're seeing yourself manifest more and more and more. You can see it. You know your power, law of attraction. You know you've manifested those black shoes. You know you manifested that cup of coffee. You know you manifested that chocolate shake. You know you manifested everything, right? You already know that you're powerful and that you're doing it. Now, you're going to take credit for all the amazing things. You got to take credit for the shit things too, because only then can you really transform them and change your experience, change your patterns of attraction. You have to fill your time with doing the stuff that you're doing. You have to fill your time with being, introverted in the fact that you're going within and doing the work that you need to do from the inside and detaching from the stuff that's trying to leave. Let it go. Stop clinging to it. You're not going to be left alone. You're not going to be hurt. You're not going to be rejected. You're not going to have abandonment. Like, that's not going to happen, okay? You have to understand that the all that is has your highest intentions in mind. And all you have to do is turn to that light energy, and it will carry you and guide you even when it feels like it's not. It is. You have to soothe those subconscious spirits that are telling you that all this horrible stuff's going to happen under the surface that's causing you these emotional reactions to everything. And just take a deep breath and be detached from it. And stop questioning everything. This is another thing. We think we have to do something to make it happen, right? We think we have to do something to make it happen. So let me give you an example of having to do something. This is what causes all the chaos up here, because we think that we have to do something. Let's say that there's a problem or an argument or a problem, that has come up. And you are constantly thinking, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix this? When you're in a stressed state of being, your intuitive solution mind is shut off. You're in fight or flight. You are only in your logic, fight, flight, experience brain. You cannot find a valid solution that's going to take you to where you want your intention, because you don't even know what your intention is because you cut off from that. You have to stop messing with the cursed hows and take a step back again and watch your reality. And you have to tune into your intuitions of what you really, really do want and what you really truly do desire, and allow that to guide you. Every time we try to create something and make it happen, we're messing with the how. You cannot mess with the how. It's not your job to know how it gets done. It's your job to know the what and the why and the experience, and not your job to make it happen. Stop trying to make things happen. So what I'm also going to say is where I started. Yes, I did start on food stamps. Yes, I did start in poverty. Yes, I was an 18-year-old mother with no help from the other side around me. Yes, I did then again have another child at 24 years old and was on food stamps and going to school and doing all the horrible things that I was doing in my life to constantly perpetuate the chaos and the negativity. I was not awake. I did not know what I know now. Clearly, what I've learned has brought me to this place. I made a very specific declaration to the universe that I was going to figure this shit out, and I was going to tell other people and teach other people how to do it. That's exactly what I have done. And I see it work, and I know it works, and I know that you know what's working because you're doing these little things in your life and you're seeing transformation. There's a reason that you're drawn to me as the channel, and it's because of the asking that you had. And when you look around your other parts of your reality, you're attracting the same kinds of information from other people and other channels. Now, this is true for the good, and it's also true for the bad. When you have a focus of something negative, you're going to channel that information from all these different channels. When we have all these belief patterns and thoughts within us, we channel that from our partner. We channel that from our parents. You have to become conscious. That's all I can say about all of this. I practice every single thing that I preach. I teach women how to do it. I show them how to do it, and we all do it together. So it's really an amazing space that we're all in here, and I love each and every one of you for being in here. And I think I'm done with this shitstorm show. So remember, detaching is the key. Discovering what your triggers are is another key, and stop making excuses. Stop being a victim. You are not a victim. You are not meant to sit in your agony and your pain anymore. Give up the pretending, because that's what it is. You're pretending to keep yourself safe. You're pretending to be weak. You're pretending to be taken out. You're pretending to be a victim so that you can keep yourself safe. So stop doing that, because it's so much easier than we're even allowing it to be. And stop clinging to the things that are trying to leave your life. Okay, so I love you all so much. I hope that I've been of some help to you today. That was my little rampage that I wanted to talk about. And I will see you all. I'm so excited for the Sacred Money Challenge coming up. So that's going to be a really big one too, because that's just going to burst you wide open to receive all the good things in your life. Not just money, but everything. So I love you all, and hi Katie, you just joined. You're going to have to watch from the beginning, but I love you so much. You're amazing. I'm going to have Katie on too. We're going to do kind of like how John Edwards does, where I'm going to actually choose people. 3 women are going to be chosen who show up live to our webinar, and then she is going to give messages to you from your loved ones. So stay tuned for that too. I'm putting that together. I'm going to have an opt-in out there so that we can all sign up for it and do it together, because it's so amazing and fun, and I love all this energy. So I love you all. Bye. Have a great day.